Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss alternatives for American Express's charge cards. Now, many people love the American Express charge cards because these cards have some great benefits and some great earning potential. But I do realize that there are a lot of people out there who see these charge cards, who like what they can offer, but are turned off by them because of the annual fee that's connected with these cards. If you look at the annual fees connected to the main American Express charge cards, being the American Express Green Card, the American Express Gold Card, and the American Express Platinum Card, these annual fees are going to be at a base minimum of $150 and go all the way up to $695. Now for me, I can justify paying these annual fees because I know I can end up getting myself more value than the annual fee is actually going to be costing me. But there are a lot of people who end up seeing these annual fees, cannot quite figure out exactly how they're going to end up getting at least the value of the annual fee, if not better, so they end up just avoiding these cards completely. But what I'm going to do in this video is go over some great alternative cards that you can end up choosing, as I'm giving you pretty similar earnings or benefits to American Express's charge cards. So first, let's look at an alternative for the American Express Green Card. This card is going to have a $150 annual fee, and when it comes to earning potential with this card, you're going to get yourself 3x back on travel, 3x back on transit, 3x back at restaurants, and then 1x back on all the purchases. Now the credits that are connected with this card to help offset the annual fee are going to be a $189 clear credit and also a $100 lounge buddy credit. So if you can take full advantage of these credits, you're going to get yourself $289 in value. But I do realize that there are a lot of people who may want this card, but may not see value in either one of these credits because there's not a clear at their home airport or airports that they frequently travel to, or lounge buddy access at airports that they frequently travel to as well. So because of that, that $150 in annual fee is going to be cutting into your gains if you end up having this card. Now, I actually like the American Express Green Card. I think this is actually a pretty underrated card. And this is actually the newest card that I added to my wallet because it has an elevated offer of giving you 60,000 membership reward points and also 20% back on your first $1,000 in travel purchases. But if you wanted a good alternative for the American Express Green Card, then I think that the Bilt Rewards credit card definitely ended up being a great choice. Because with the Bilt Rewards credit card, you're going to be getting yourself 3x back on dining, 2x back on travel, and then 1x back on all the purchases. There are actually a number of other different benefits that are connected with the Bilt Rewards credit card, but I'm not going to exactly go into all of those. I do have a couple different reviews on the Bilt Rewards credit card, so if you want to learn more about this card, check out my other videos on this channel. So when you compare these two cards, the Bilt Rewards credit card and the American Express Green Card are both going to give you 3x back on dining, and then the Bilt Rewards credit card is going to give you 2x back on travel, as compared to the American Express Green Card is going to give you 3x back on travel. But if you end up not using the credits that are connected with the American Express Green Card, if you actually end up looking at these two travel categories and you add in the annual fee, for you to actually end up getting yourself about the same amount of value when it comes to, if it ends up being like 1 cent equaling 1 point, you'd have to spend over $10,000 specifically in that travel category to actually make it worth your while to go with the American Express Green Card over getting the Bilt Rewards credit card. So if you end up spending a ton on travel, then it can definitely make more sense to go with the American Express Green Card. But if you spend $10,000 or under in travel, then the Bilt Rewards credit card can definitely end up being an excellent option there. Plus, the Bilt Rewards program has some similar and excellent transfer partners that you can end up taking advantage of with their points. So if you're looking for a great alternative for the American Express Green Card, then I would say going for the Bilt Rewards card can end up being an excellent choice. Next, we're going to look at an alternative for the American Express Gold Card. This ends up being a card that I absolutely love. This card I call my workhorse card because this is the card that actually I use the most in my wallet. And when it comes to other people in the points and miles game, I do think that this card is definitely liked by a ton of people because of the fact that the credits that are connected with this card are pretty easy for a lot of people to hit. But while it may end up being easy for a lot of people to hit, I do realize that there are many people who cannot take advantage of these credits or just don't feel like having to take advantage of them month by month. So when you end up looking at the American Express Gold Card, this card has a $250 annual fee. When it comes to the earning potential with this card, you're going to get yourself 4x back on dining, 4x back at grocery stores, up to $25,000 in spend. You're going to get yourself 3x back on flights booked directly with the airlines, and you end up getting yourself 1x back on all the purchases. Now, the two credits that are connected with the American Express Gold Card are going to be a $120 Uber credit. This is broken up into $10 a month. Use it or lose it, and you end up getting to use this for either Uber Rides or Uber Eats, and then you end up getting yourself a $120 dining credit, again broken up into $10 a month throughout the year. Use it or lose it. This ends up being connected with Grubhub and a number of other restaurants that are partnered with American Express. So if you can take advantage of both of these credits connected with the American Express Gold Card, you're going to be getting yourself $240 in value, which would effectively make the annual fee come down to only being $10. But a great alternative, if you happen to be someone who doesn't happen to want to use Grubhub, can end up being having the Saver One credit card. The Saver One credit card, I think, is an excellent credit card to have in your wallet. When it comes to earning potential with this card, you're gonna get yourself 3x back on dining, 3x back at grocery stores, 3x back at popular streaming services, 3x back on entertainment, and then 1x back on all the purchases. Also with this card, you get yourself a complimentary Uber One membership all the way till November of 2024, and you get yourself 10% back on either Uber Rides or Uber Eats. So if you're someone who actually does like to use Uber or Uber Eats, but doesn't want to feel obligated to have to use it every single month or else you end up losing out on the credit, then going with the Saver One card can end up being an excellent option. And when you compare the two cards when it comes to earning potential, the American Express Gold card is going to have higher earning potential when it comes to dining and at groceries. The grocery one is going to be capped at $25,000. However, I do think that it is unlikely for the vast majority of people to end up exceeding $25,000 in a calendar year. And then there actually ends up being a couple of different categories that you end up getting with these two cards. So you're gonna end up getting yourself 3x back on flights with the American Express Gold card booked directly with airlines, as compared to getting yourself 3x back with live entertainment and then also popular streaming services. So you do have to weigh out which one you end up spending more on, whether it ends up being flights throughout the year or popular streaming services and live entertainment throughout the year. Now, neither of these cards are gonna have foreign transaction fees, and when it comes to the Saver One card, while this card is earning cash back, if you happen to get yourself one of the venture cards, you can actually transfer over that cash back over to one of the venture cards and have it end up being venture miles. And then when they end up becoming venture miles, you can transfer over to transfer partners similar to like how you can with American Express. I do think that American Express does have better transfer partners than Capital One, but Capital One's transfer partners aren't bad, and I definitely think that there are some great sweet spots with them. So if you're looking for a great alternative for the American Express Gold card, then the Capital One Saver One card can definitely end up being a card that can take that position in your wallet. And the final card we're gonna look at an alternative for is going to be the American Express Platinum card. Now, this one was harder to find an alternative for because there are so many different benefits and perks that are connected with this card. To be able to find a no annual fee card that can just take place of this card is pretty impossible to do. So what I had to do for this card was actually find a couple different cards that could end up taking the place of the American Express Platinum card. And then also I had to add just a little bit of an annual fee because of the fact of just being able to have lounge access. You're not gonna be able to find that with a card that has no annual fee. So the first card that I wanted to add in place of the American Express Platinum card to help you have an alternative would end up being the Hilton Surpass card. And the reason for that is because the Hilton Surpass card actually gives you Priority Pass access. You end up getting yourself 10 passes to Priority Pass throughout the year. And while this may not be as good as the Platinum card when it comes to having unlimited access to the Priority Pass lounges and also the Centurion lounges, having 10 passes to a Priority Pass, I think for the vast majority of people is gonna be more than enough. If you're fortunate enough to have your home airport with that Priority Pass lounge, and then also the airport you're flying to having a Priority Pass lounge, then that can end up being 5 trips throughout the year. You end up being able to use Priority Pass. Also with the Hilton Surpass card, you're going to get yourself Hilton Gold status, which is exactly what you end up getting with the American Express Platinum card. Now, the Hilton Surpass card does have a $95 annual fee, but I do think that that is incredibly reasonable for you to be able to get yourself 10 passes to Priority Pass and then also Hilton Gold status. And the second card that I connect with the Hilton Surpass card to end up being an alternative for the American Express Platinum card will end up being the City Custom Cash card. Now, the City Custom Cash card is going to be a card that ends up giving you 5x back in one specific category up to $500 each month. So this ends up being up to $6,000 throughout the year. And the 5x categories that are connected with the City Custom Cash card are going to be gas stations, grocery stores, select travel, select transit, select streaming services, drugstores, home improvement stores, fitness clubs, and then live entertainment. And then you get yourself 1x back on all the purchases. So you only get yourself 5x back in one specific category, but if you use this card specifically for flights, then you're actually gonna be able to match what you're gonna be able to get with the American Express Platinum card, which is gonna give you 5x back on flights booked directly with the airlines. Now again, this 5x category is capped at $500 each month, or look at it being $6,000 throughout the year. But if you're spending more than $6,000 throughout the year on flights, then it might be time to look at applying for the American Express Platinum card. Now, I do realize that having the City Custom Cash card along with the Hilton Surpass card isn't going to be the same as having the American Express Platinum card, but I just want to show in this video that there are good alternatives that can end up giving you close benefits if you decide that you don't want to have to pay these high annual fees that connect with American Express. Now, as I said earlier in this video, I actually happen to have all 3 of these cards, and I actually end up getting myself great value from having these cards. So while high annual fee cards may end up being scary when you first look at them, if you really study the different benefits and perks that connect with them, you probably can end up seeing that you can end up getting yourself better value than what the annual fee actually is. If this ends up being the case, then it definitely end up making a lot of sense just to end up going for one of these cards, such as like the American Express Green card, the Gold card, or the Platinum Card. But if you want to avoid these annual fees because you just do not want to give these banks any additional money, then definitely look at for an alternative for the Green Card, being the Bilt Rewards credit card, for the American Express Gold Card, being the Saver One card, and then for the American Express Platinum Card, look at getting yourself the Hilton Surpass card and the Citi Custom Cash card. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think are great alternatives for American Express charge cards? Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you happen to be interested in an American Express charge card or any of the cards that I named in this video, check out my referral links in the description box. If you decide to use them, they will really help out the channel, and I'm incredibly thankful for your support. If you happen to really like this video, then please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace.